Thousands of passengers have had flights cancelled or delayed after the world's second busiest airport, that's Dubai International Airport, was closed following unprecedented rainfall. Emirates cancelled a number of their flights between the UAE and the UK, with British Airways also diverting routes away from the aftermath of the storms, which flooded roads, the metro system and even shopping malls. Dubai received more than a year's average rainfall in just 24 hours. Animals were stranded, including this poor cat who'd found a car door to cling onto, only to be picked up from the floodwaters eventually by the Dubai police in their boat. You could call it a perfect rescue, but meteorologists have bad news. More bad weather is on the way, and it's likely to cause further disruption across the desert city.
Unprecedented thunderstorms have wreaked havoc across the United Arab Emirates, dumping the heaviest rain ever recorded in the country. It caused chaos as it flooded out portions of major highways and Dubai International Airport, and it killed at least one person and caused damage to homes and businesses. The airport briefly suspended operations on Tuesday as the rains caused flooding across Dubai and elsewhere in the UAE. Dubai International, the hub for Emirates Airlines, separately said that it was experiencing significant disruptions, with flights delayed or diverted due to the heavy rains. The airport, which is the world's busiest for international flights and a major transit hub, in a post on social media advised passengers in Dubai not to come to the airport. Police and emergency personnel drove slowly through the flooded streets, their emergency lights flashing across the darkened morning. Lightning flashed across the sky, occasionally touching the tip of Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building. Schools across the UAE were closed and many government employees worked remotely to avoid the treacherous conditions. However, some brave souls ventured out, only to find themselves stuck in flooded streets and stranded vehicles. Residents posted on social media that they had been stuck in hours-long traffic due to flooded roads. According to National Center of Meteorology, the UAE experienced the highest amount of rainfall in a single day since records began in 1949, with over 250 millimeters of rain recorded in less than 24 hours in Al Ain, part of Abu Dhabi Emirate that borders Oman. Local media and social media posts showed damage in parts of the country, including collapsed roads. Federal and local governments ordered employees in schools to work remotely on Tuesday and Wednesday. The rains had eased by late Tuesday, and there were clear skies on Wednesday in some parts as authorities surveyed the damage. Meanwhile, neighboring Oman is also grappling with heavy flooding, with a death toll rising to 18 and several others still missing. This includes tragic incidents like the loss of 10 school children swept away in a vehicle.
Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And, as it turns out, the cleanest. Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain. I told you. It's raining. That's unbelievable. Oh. NASA's playing God. It's making its own weather.
Okay, so we talked about this last week, and now we're going to do a deep dive with Davo. Dubai is making it rain in a sweltering desert by zapping clouds with electricity using drones.
Fascinating, isn't it?
So much to ask, but let's take it, and then we'll do a few questions.
Before we talk about what's happening in Dubai, let's talk about cloud seeding in general, because a lot of people, I don't think, understand what cloud seeding is. And this has been going on for decades, by the way. This is not something that's brand new. But traditionally, what cloud seeding is, it involves using aircraft or drones or even some cannons to push silver iodide up high into the clouds. Why silver iodide? Because that has the same crystallized structure as ice. So once it gets up into the clouds, it starts to accumulate ice on it and these large raindrops, which helps, especially in a cloud mass that's not really going to rain. It helps to bring rain and especially snow down.
So it works.
It does work. Marginally. But the problem with silver iodide through the years has been this, is that they feel it could be harmful to aquatic life. Okay. So over in Dubai, which is what you're seeing here, they took it a different step, and what they basically did, they had a fleet of drones that flew up into cloud cover, and they used electrical charges to force water droplets to combine into larger ones.
So not cloud seeding as we know.
No, they're not using the traditional silver iodide, which takes out the environmental aspect of that, okay? So they're using just electricity to create larger raindrops. Why larger raindrops? Because in Dubai, they only average about 4 inches of rain per year, as most of the rain that falls out of the clouds evaporates. Because it's so hot, it's so dry, and the water molecules are so tiny. So they're trying to stimulate, by using electricity, these droplets to be larger. Hence, they can make it to the ground. Now, I will tell you that the jury is still kind of out a bit on whether or not this was a fluke, whether this is something that can work long term. So they need to continue with these drones, and they're going to continue to do this. Yes, Mr. Rhodes?
So, assuming it works and it wasn't a fluke, why not use this out in the western U.S. where all these wildfires are and the drought is going on? Could this not help us
That's
here?
a fantastic question, and they've been trying. This is stuff that, first of all, it's very expensive too. You're talking about millions and millions of dollars, which is fine when you're trying to alleviate a drought.
Sure.
It cannot work with wildfires. Here's the thing. You can't just throw silver iodide or electricity into a clear sky and it rains. It doesn't work that way. You have to have the right cloud structure, the right cloud height. They have to be tall, getting up well into the freezing layers. Then you can try to stimulate that process. And they've done that out west. During the winter time, when they get days and days of cloud cover, they've done that, and they've noticed they've been able to increase the snowfall pack 5 to 15%. But the area and the weather, Russell, around wildfires is not conducive to that type of cloud cover, so you can't do it. In other words, we need to treat the drought, which will then alleviate the wildfires. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's the way it has to go. 5 to 15% increase in precipitation out west due to this. It's a start.
Okay.
And it's a good start, especially over in Dubai for those folks who are just trying to generate more rainfall. Now, on the opposite side about, oh, we're done. We don't need more time.
Another time. We'll pick it up another time.